This unit we are going to see about how plant grows, how it produce food, then varieties of plant, after that plants and their suitable living places, it's called habitat, then finally the plant adaptations and modifications. Okay, let's get into the unit. First, plant forms and functions. Here we are going to see about how the plant forms and how it functions. Okay, our human body is made up of several organs. We know it like a heart, brain, eyes. Similarly, like that, plant body is also made up of several organs like root, stem, leaves, flowers. Okay, one common thing for all the plant and the tree is a underground part and the upper surface part. If you see the any plant and the tree, it has a two part. One is the underground part and another one is a upper surface part. By according to this, we are classifying the plant into the two systems. The underground part is called a root system and the upper surface part is called the shoot system. Okay, let's see briefly about it. First, see the root system. Root, I already told, the underground part of the plant is called the root. Okay, it only holds the whole plant. Okay, it holds the whole plant. It has a root cap at the tip of the root right here. See, right above the root cap, it has a root hair like this. In the carrot, we can observe the root hairs. It's a hair like part in the root. Okay, it's nothing but hair like part in the root. When we buy a beetroot, when we buy the carrot, we can see it. In that carrot, we can see that root hair. Okay, these are the root hairs. Carrot is also the root. Everybody knows it, no? Okay, root cap and the root hair. This root is always a geotropic in nature. Okay, root is always geotropic in nature. Geotropic is nothing but it's always land and the soil dependent to growth. Okay, it's nothing but it always depend the land and the soil to growth. It's right or not? Plants need the soil and land. Okay, so in this root we are further classifying the root as a two type. One is the tap root, another one is a fibrous root. So first, tap root is nothing but when the root grows straight down to the ground like this, it's called the tap root. Fibrous root is nothing but when the root grows on the surface of the land is called the fibrous root. Okay, it's nothing but the main difference between the tap root and the fibrous root is nothing but tap root is grows straight down to the ground to get the grip of holding that whole plant. Fibrous root is nothing but it grows on the surface of the land to get the grip of holding the plant or the tree. Okay, that's it. So let's get deeper knowledge about the taproot system. Here I already told the root which grows straight down to the ground like this, it's called the taproot. The branches like in the either side of this taproot is called the lateral roots. Okay, this taproot is mostly seen in the dicotyledonous plants. Okay, I got clear about it. Okay, let's see the example of some plants and the trees which is having this taproot system. Okay, first see beam plant is that is having the taproot system. See here, its root is straight down to the ground. Okay, it's a taproot. Next example is a mango tree, similar to this root only. It's straight. It grows to the straight of the ground. Okay. Next, neem tree. It's also similar to this only. These three are the example of the plant having the taproot. Okay. So next, see about the fibrous root system. I already told the root which grows on the surface of the ground is called the root system. Okay, it has a cluster of roots. Okay, then its roots are thin and uniform in size. This is mostly seen in the monocotyledon plants. Okay, when you remove the grass from your surrounding, if you see any grass in your surroundings, just remove it. You can see it. Its root is in the form of a cluster of roots, and it's easy to remove the root also because it grows on the surface of the ground only. But in the case of taproot system, it grows straight down the ground, so it's a little difficult to remove when compared to this fibrous root system. Okay, next see the example of some plants which having the fibrous root. I already mentioned the grass is the best example. Another one is a paddy, another one is a maize. These three plants is an example of the plant which is having this fibrous roots. Fibrous root is nothing but it's having the cluster of roots and it grows in the surface of the ground. Okay, so let's see the function of the root. What is the function of the root? First, the root it fixes the plant to the soil. The root only holds the whole plant. That's why here we are fixing the root to the soil only. So here root is holding. Root holds the whole plant. So we fixes the plant to the soil. Root only the pot, we fixes the plant to the soil. Okay, next, root absorbs water and the minerals from the soil. Yes, it absorbs water and the mineral from the soil, and after that it transfers to the upper part. That's the shoot system. I already told it's shoot system. Okay, next, this root stores food in some plants like carrot and beetroot. We already seen it. In some roots, some plants produce food in its root only. Okay, that's like carrot, beetroot and radish. Similarly, and ginger is also the plant which grows in the root. Okay, food which grows in the root. So next we complete the root system. What we discussed in the root system has a two type. One is a taproot system and the fibrous root system. Then we are going to see about the shoot system. Okay, in this shoot system, the main part in the shoot system is the stem. Okay, it only holds the whole upper part. Okay, this stem consists of stem, leaves and flowers, fruits, like that. It grows towards the sunlight. Okay, it grows towards whenever you see the plant, it grows upwards because the sun is in the up only, in the upper surface. So it grows towards the sun. It has a node. Node is nothing but the point where the leaves grow up is called a node. The point where the leaves grow up or the point where the branches grow up is called the node. Okay, internode is nothing but it's a place between the two successive node, between the two branches also. Between the internode is nothing but between the two successive nodes. Okay, that's it. But next we are going to see about the bud in the plant. Okay, if the bud arrives in the tip of the plant or the branches of the plant, it's called the apical bud. Okay, it's also called as a terminal bud. Okay, we can see some little leaves arise from the tip of the plant or the branches of the plant. That's only we called it as a terminal bud or the apical bud. Okay, another one is a axillary bud. It grows up in the starting point of the branch. That's the node, not the node point. When we can see some little leaves forms in that point of the branches or the point of the node is known as the axillary bud. Okay, that's the main thing here. So let's next we are going to see about function of stem. Let's see. The stem supports the branch, leaves, flowers and fruits. I already mentioned the stem only holds these leaves, flowers, branches, fruits. Okay, next, the stem transports water and minerals from the root to upper aerial part plant. Yes, first I mentioned in the root absorbs what? Minerals and the water, and after that it transfers it to the stem. and that stem, that water and the minerals transfer to the what branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. Okay, that's they mentioning here. Next, the stem transports the prepared food from leaves to other part through the stem. Okay, the leaves only do the photosynthesis process. It do the photosynthesis in the presence of the sunlight. So after the photosynthesis, the leaves get the energy and it transfer that energy to the stem and the root also. Okay, that's they are mentioning here. Next, the stem stores food as in the case of sugar cane. Yes, we know it. Sugar cane is a stem only. When we eat the sugar cane, we eat some sweet taste. It's because of it stores food in the stem. Okay. Next, let's see about the structure of leaf. See here, a leaf has a stalk called the petiole. See, between the node and the starting point of the leaf, one space is there. No, it's called the petiole. Next, the center of the leaf is a midrib, and other veins grows through this midrib only. See here, you can see in the any leaf from the midrib only other little veins are grow in the surroundings. Okay, the portion of the leaf connected to the nodal region of the stem, this place is called the leaf base. Okay. We already seen the node. What is a node? I already told, the point where the branches arise or the point where the leaf grows is called the node. Internode is nothing but the space of a two successive node. Okay, stem we already studied. Stem is the main part of the shoot system. Okay, next axillary bud. What is axillary bud? Here they mentioned the axillary bud. I already told, when a bud is nothing but a small leaf. It grows in the point of the node or the branch is called the axillary bud. What I already told, when this bud, that small like leaves grows in the top in the tip of the branches or the tip of the plant is called what? It's called the terminal or the apical bud. Is it right or not? Yes, I already told it. No. Okay. Next, in this leaf, the leaves are in which colors? Look like a green. So it's some green color pigment is present in this leaf. That's called the chlorophyll. It's present in all the plant. We can see all the plants, most of the plants in green color only, because of the presence of this green pigment called chlorophyll. Okay. Then in these leaves has the tiny hole particles. That's called the stomato. These leaves used to absorb the carbon dioxide by using this stomata only. Okay, we know it. Trees absorbs the carbon dioxide and release the oxygen. Trees inhales the carbon dioxide and exhale the oxygen. We know it by using this stomata only. In the base of the leaf, we can see the tiny pores. This is the place it's plant used to respirate it. Okay. Then another one, if a axillary bud grows on the either side of the stem like this is called the stipules. Here we can see the little bud that's little leaves grows on the either side of that node. That's called we are called it as a stipules. Okay, that's it. Next we are going to see about the function of a leaf. So the green leaves are prepare food by the process of photosynthesis. I already mentioned the leaf prepare do the photosynthesis, get the energy from the sun, and after that it transfer to the root and the stem. Okay, already mentioned it. And next, see the next one. Next, the green leaves helps in respiration. I already mentioned the tiny pores in the leaves, that's called the stomato. It's used for the respiration, and finally it's carried out the transpiration. Okay. So some examples are also there for the leaf. We are eating some leaves. It's good for health, and it's rich in protein also. So we know with drumstick tree leaves, it's a good and eatable one. After that, spinach, it's also the good and the eatable one. These are like this, some leaves varieties are there which is used for eating and which is very healthy also. So these are the examples of leaf which is storing the food on their leaf. Okay, next we are classifying the plant based on the flowering and based on the seed. So let's first see the based on the flowering. Based on the flowering, we divided the plant into the flowering plant and the non-flowering plant. Based on the seeds, we divide it as angiosperm and the gymnosperm. So let's see about angiosperm. Angiosperm is nothing but when we fix this here, I mentioned mango tree, mangoes. Mangoes are a good example for angiosperm, because when we fix the seed of this mango, it will grow up. Definitely, it will grow up as a new plant. So when these seeds are reproductive ones. When we fix the seed in the ground, it grows a plant. It's called the angiosperm. These seeds are reproductive one. These seeds are active one. But in the form of gymnosperm, these seeds are inactive. These seeds are not reproductive one. So here I mentioned the banana seeds are inactive. We know it. We can see the tiny seeds in the banana. When we fix these tiny seeds into the soil, the banana plant not grow, because these seeds are non-active and the non-reproductive. That's why we called it as gymnosperm. Okay, angiosperm and the gymnosperm. Angiosperm is nothing but when we fix the seeds in the ground, it gives us a new plant. But in the case of gymnosperm, the seeds are inactive and the non-reproductive. It won't give us a new plant on the seed. Okay, that's it. Next we are going to see about habitat. Habitat is each and every organism need a place to live and reproduce. Such a dwelling place is called a habitat. Okay, here they mention the dwelling space is nothing but the home place of every plant. For us also, we has a home town like Chennai, Kanjipuram, Chengalpattu. It's our hometown. We had a home there. Like that, some plants also have their home place that suits to grow in that specific place. That's they are mentioning here the habitat. Here we are going to see about the plants which are grown in that which specific space, that's home space. Each and every plant has a unique space to grow up. Okay, that's the thing we are going to see about. Some types of habitat is there. Let's see about it. First, habitat is classified into aquatic and the terrestrial. Okay, aquatic is fully the water based habitat and the terrestrial habitat is fully based on the land based. Okay, so then after that, aquatic habitat is further classified into two types, that's a freshwater habitat and the marine habitat. Okay, some plants will grow only in this freshwater habitat, some grows only in this marine habitat. Marine habitat is nothing but the ocean water. That's the mentioned here, the marine. Okay, that's it. After that, this freshwater habitat is classified into three types, that's the river, pond, lake. So these some plants will grow up only in the river, some only grows up in the pond, some grows only in that lake. Okay, so like that. Here in the another side, terrestrial habitats is classified into another three type, like desert habitat, grass habitat, forest habitat, because some plants only grow up in the desert area, some grow up only in the grassland area, some grow up only in the forest area. Okay, like that. So first we are going to see about the aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat, I already mentioned, aquatic habitat is a fully water based habitat. The plant will grows up only in the water. Okay, this aquatic habitat is fully surrounded by the water. The plant which grows only the presence of the water only. Okay, we can see when we go to the pond in the temple, we can see some of the plants will floating on that pond. On the water also we can see some plants grows up in the water, some will float on the water, some leaves will float on the water, like that. Some plants need the water to grow up. I already told it that these aquatic habitat is further classified into what, freshwater habitat and the marine habitat. Okay, first let's see about the freshwater habitat. Freshwater habitat is nothing but what, rivers, lands, ponds and the pools are the freshwater habitats, because some plant will grow up only in these freshwater areas. So some example of plant is there. Let's see about it. Water hyacinth, next one water lily, next one lotus. Here lotus is a very familiar to us, because we are seeing this in our real nearly ponds, rivers and lakes. Okay, these roots are very reduced in this size. And also one specific things in this all the plants which grow up in this freshwater or the water area is it has a air chamber on the stem and the leaf. That's only helps these plants to float in that water. Okay, that's the main thing. Okay, I got clear about this. Next one, in this aquatic we classified what, freshwater habitat. Another one is a marine water habitat. Now we are going to see about marine water habitat. I already mentioned marine is nothing but ocean. Okay, when we see the outer surface of the earth, it seems to like a blue marble. It's because of 70% of the world is covered by the ocean water. It produces 40% of the plant in the world. Okay, in the planet. Okay, so in the so many plants are there which grows only in the marine water. Let's see about it. First is a marine algae, another one sea grasses, another one marsh grasses, another one phytoplanktons. These are the plant which grows only in the marine water. It needs to grow in the marine water only. Okay, that's why we are called it as a marine water habitat. Okay, next, in that terrestrial habitat, we finished up the aquatic habitat. Next, see about the terrestrial habitat. Terrestrial habitat is nothing but it's fully based on the land. Okay, aquatic is a water based, and the terrestrial habitat is fully based on the land. Okay, wherever the plant, which trees, wherever the plant or the tree which is in our surroundings is called that terrestrial habitat, which grows only in the land. Okay, it not grows in the water at all. So let's see some example of plant which grows in the terrestrial habitat, such that rubber tree, teak tree and the neem tree are the plant which grows in the land. That's the terrestrial habitat. This terrestrial habitat is classified as a desert habitat and grassland habitat and the forest habitat. So first discuss about the desert habitat. Desert habitat, everybody knows desert is a what, in the desert water level is very low. It's very hot. So some plants will grow up only in this desert area, like the cactus. We know it, cactus stores the water and minerals in their stem and root also in their stem. The cactus store water and the minerals in its stem, and whenever it needs this water and the mineral, it transfer it to the root. So cactus is the plant which grows only in the desert habitat. Okay, so desert is a less rainfall area, everybody knows it. Okay, so cactus is the plant which suits to grow only in this lower rainfall area, that's called a desert. Okay, next see the grassland habitat. It's very familiar to us. Grassland habitat is very familiar to us because every farmer used this grassland to cultivate the farms, plants like this. For example, the vegetable trees, mangoes, vegetable trees, for good example, wheat plants, paddy plants, some vegetable plants should grow up only in this grassland area. So it's the best place for the farmer to cultivate the eatable plants. Okay, now, these paddy and all are not grown in the forest or some water areas, okay, desert areas. That's why it needs the place to grow up like a grassland. Okay, I will clear about this. Next we are going to see about forest habitat. Forest habitat is nothing but some plants or the trees which grows up only in the forest. It needs to grow up in the forest area only. So okay, that's they are mentioning as a forest habitat. So let's see some example. Before that, forest is classified into the three type. One is the tropical forest. See here, it's like a dense forest. It's fully covered by the tree and plants and the creepers, because that's why we may name it as a tropical forest. It's a dense forest. So next see the temperate forest. It's not that much density. It's a little free only. It's mostly covered by the trees. Okay, that's called the temperate forest. Another one is a mountain forest. Mountain forest is nothing but the forest with which is in the mountain is called the mountain forest. Okay, have you all clear about it? That's all. We completed the types of the habitat. Okay, next we are going to see about plant adaptation and modification. Okay, this plant adaptation and the modification is nothing but the plant which needs the support of the other plant to grow up, because some plants don't even stand on their own stem. In that plant needs some neighbor plant to grow up to survive. That's type of plant we mentioned here as adapted plants or the modified plants. Okay, let's see about it. First see about the tendril. Tendril is nothing but it's a twinning climbing organ. Okay, this organ is seen in the most some plants, which this organ is used to grab the neighbored plant to grow up and to survive. Here it's used to grow up only, because we can see for some example pea plant is there. See here it has this tendril organ. It's this pea plant having the weak stem. It grows up at a certain level. After it reaches the certain level, it needs the support of the another plant, that's the neighboring plant. So it grabs that nearby plant by using this tendril organ only. So that's the tendril. We are clear about it. One more example is that that's a bitter gourd. In this bitter gourd also we can see this tendril organ, because that's tree is not having that strength in that stem, so it needs the support of the other plant. Okay, that's it. Next we are going to see about twinners. See here, see this picture. One rounded like form is there, no, in this creeper. Rounded like form is there. It's called the twinners. Okay, twinner is also the same one. It's mostly seen in the plant which is which is having the less strength in their stem. Okay, so it's also need another plant to survive, to grow. Okay, these plants don't even stand on their own stem.